for this particular job, trying to touch up some past repairs and make it look more acceptable for today. We do a variety of custom services here. We offer complete full-scale upholstering, complete refinishing restoration, along with appraisal services, and then a lot of other custom services like caning, gold leafing, frame, gesso, plaster restoration, wood carving, and complete furniture repairing. We work with a lot of different people, both just residential owners of furniture and interior designers and decorators. Definitely our bread and butter is complete refinishing and or upholstery, fabric change. Well, a couple things I think sets us apart. First of all, when you walk in to our shop, it's unlike walking into other restoration or upholstery companies. We have a large showroom full of some of our favorite pieces we've collected through the years. Right away you see examples of our work, finished products, and the care that we take in our restoration methods. We can show you numerous examples of anything that you ask. And then I would say the second thing is we offer services, custom services that nobody else offers, like custom wood carving, any color match that you'd like, or working with designers and decorators and mixing and matching of upholstery fabrics. This is a 1920s door to a mahogany server, and it had some corner damage. As our collections grew and our interest grew as well, we've always had antiques and been collectors, but we seem to have a weakness to like everything, and so our collection just started growing, you know, and we do full appraisal services and we do small scale retail here as well. I'll be applying it to this and then we'll shave it off and make it look nice. We do things very old-fashioned. We repair things the way that it was done, paying attention to not diminishing the value of pieces. We don't even have a computer here. We do all of our sales through handshakes and talking, and we are very low scale with technology, and our customers seem to really like and appreciate that in this particular business. Usually the customer, the first step is to gain information on their project, you know, and we can do that through photographs or seeing the piece in person. Then we explain all of their options and we try to accommodate how they want their end result and their budget and their price point to stay within, and we just try to make it as pleasant as possible for them.
And the leather, we left the old leather, half and half.
And we got rid of the burn marks like the customer asked, and that's the extent of that. But it came, I think she'll be very happy with it. This has been just a family business. It's the only job I've ever had. I learned from my father, who's a master wood carver and refinisher, and he learned from his father and other family members when he was in Italy. And it's just been, there is no trade school for this type of services. You know, it's just hands-on learning and years of experience, and I've had a great teacher in my father, and just have done a lot. There is no school that teaches you how to do these things, and our store offers a lot of the old style way of repairing things. Everything by hand, it's kind of a lot of the craftsmanship that you see in a dying form in today's world. So we try to, when we repair things, we try to keep them, preserve it in a way that it's done properly and the way that they used to do it 100 years ago.
We live in Dearborn, I live in Dearborn, and so I was looking for a different location, and I was trying to go a little bit toward the north side. And I was shopping around, and Farmington Hills. And then after a few tries, this location came just perfect for us. So I decided to settle here.
Space that we have and the land that we have been very blessed to be busy, but at the same time, it's very quiet here and we're able to work. You know, we don't get a lot of foot traffic, so it's the perfect environment for what we were trying to accomplish here. And Farmington Hills was the perfect match for us.
Oh, it has been wonderful. Very, very nice. We enjoy it here very much. And the people are very kind to us and nice and become good, you know, customer.
Any advice to anybody starting in the restoration businesses is to start with home projects yourself. You learn the most that way. A piece that you own yourself in your garage, experiment with getting the right tools and learning the right applications. Coming to places like here and speaking to me, I'll be happy to always give pointers and suggestions. Just trial and error, because like I said, there is no trade school for this type of service. Basically, it's a lot better in many cases, not all cases, but many cases, to restore or repair an existing piece of furniture. You're keeping a piece that fits nicely in your home. We restore it back to factory standards, or we can even do color changes or anything custom that you've maybe had your mind on for a while. So we can change a piece, make it the same. Anything's better than discarding it and keeping it out of a landfill somewhere to make it a nice, usable piece somewhere. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 6, and we have Saturday hours from 10 to 4. You're welcome anytime. No one ever needs an appointment, and that's for sales or service.
Hi, I'm Matt Lang, Executive Chef of the Ideal Bite Community Kitchen. I worked for several other people and worked my way up and was a sous chef at a few jobs ago, and then got promoted to Executive Chef, and then I went to actually open a restaurant for somebody else as the kitchen manager. And when you get to that point, you kind of want to make all the decisions yourself, and you're still answering to somebody else. So I kind of wanted to get to the point where I was the one making the final call. So I teamed up with my then business partner, Amy Jean, and she's now my wife, and we formed Ideal Bite Catering, and now we're here and we opened our restaurant. Catering, we moved into our, after we teamed up, we moved into our kitchen in Royal Oak, which was a much smaller space than where we are now. It was just a catering kitchen, and there was no walk-in business at all. So we have a 10 guest minimum, so 10 to, we don't really have an upper limit yet. We haven't established it yet, but we've done up to about 1,200 people for certain events. Do anything from street food, simple trays and regular catering you might see anywhere, all the way to high-end plated meals. We really, with both of us as chefs, it's made us very versatile and able to do a lot of different types of food, different ethnic foods that we might do, which you wouldn't expect from a standard caterer that we could do so much. Our concept was kind of upscale street food, so we wanted to have superior ingredients. We started eating organics a long time ago when we started our family. We have 2 daughters, and we wanted to provide them with the best food that we could. We wanted to make sure that we didn't price ourselves out of the market, because organics are expensive. So what we wanted to do was provide comfort foods, street type foods, where we have these ingredients that are much better than you would find in most restaurants. That are, we highlight certain organic items. Our beef is grass-fed beef. It's quite expensive, and we have to charge a lot for our hamburgers, but we're hoping that people recognize that, and when they read the description, they understand that they're getting a superior product. We decided on quick service, so you actually come in and you will come up to the counter. We have some menus up front so people can, at their leisure, just take a menu and sit down. We try to keep some good music going all the time, some blues or something that's comfortable for everybody. You can see we did kind of a rustic pallet wood tables, and we've got our crazy concrete floor that's, we're going for a casual style. So. When we're highlighting these really high level ground beef, or we're serving organic chicken for our chicken tenders, we knew we were going to be a family environment. We don't have a liquor license, so we're more of a family run store. So we knew there would be a lot of kids, and my wife and I got very frustrated when we would go out to eat, because we don't want to just give them a box of chicken tenders or some mac and cheese that came out of a box. And so we try to focus those items. We have some of those things, but we're doing it much better. We're doing the organic chicken, we're doing our own homemade mac and cheese where we know the ingredients going into it. So it's important to us. Our most popular, we do a fair amount of paninis on the press. So probably our most popular has always been our turkey panini. It's a shaved turkey with bacon and avocado and roasted tomatoes. We serve just about all of our food with this garlic aioli that I came up with. It's a really nice, I call it I almost want to call it everything sauce because it goes on everything. And I would say that our slider menu has been doing very well. Parmesan garlic chicken sliders are very popular too. We'd heard some feedback from people when we first opened that people didn't know where a good fish fry was around here, and they thought that might be a good option for us, and we said, let's go for it. And we didn't want to just offer the standard cod or whatever comes in, so we decided to go with a local product. We went with Lake Superior whitefish that we get out of Fortune Fish in Chicago. And it's a fantastic fish product. You don't see a lot of it on fish fries, but it works out great. It's a really good product. We do an all-you-can-eat fish fry. We have the wild-caught shrimp that we sell at the same time. Fantastic beer batter that goes with it. It's just light and delicate and just makes an amazing fish fry. It's really good. So Sunday brunch is that's something that's constantly evolving. We do a plated brunch, and every once in a while we'll do a large buffet. Like for Mother's Day and Father's Day, we did a huge buffet where we bring our big wood tables together and have just a whole buffet catering offering where we're doing prime rib, and for Father's Day we did smoked ribs and all kinds of like barbecue type things to be more of like a dad's Father's Day kind of thing. But we did it for Easter as well, where we had every Easter meal you've ever been to, we had all those side dishes and everything out there. So for a set price, people could come in and get that. Our normal Sunday brunch is a plated brunch where we do a separate menu from our regular menu. And it's things that we love. It's pecan bourbon butterscotch bread pudding. It's any kind of, we're doing some Benedict. I think the last one we did a soft shell crab Benedict, which was fantastic because it's the season right now. So we can pull them in, and those are the kind of things we love to do. We make most of our desserts here. We have a couple of vendors that we go to for specialty items like gluten-free desserts. We are getting into those as well, but as we open the store, we wanted to be able to provide a more robust offering. So we do purchase a few things to sell, but most of them are 100% homemade. My mother-in-law does a lot of our baking here, so that ties in with a lot of our family. You'll see my mom up front, and my mother-in-law's in the back, and my wife's dad is, he might be out shopping for us. So we're all involved in the business, and we all pull together to make it work. So. We have a cooler up there that's a nice big 2 or 3 door cooler, and we use that as our merchandiser. It's a glass door cooler, so we store some of our extra drinks in there, but we also have a take and bake area where we provide meals to go, where if you want something a little bit more substantial than street food and burgers and stuff, we're doing stuff like lasagnas and chicken enchiladas and stuff you might take home to your family. If you drop in and check out our take and bake case, there's usually some good side items or salads. We try to always have a vegan soup on the menu. We have a fantastic lentil and chickpea soup that people have just flipped. You'd never know it was vegan. It tastes like there's some savory stock in there, but it's 100% vegan. We have a lot of specialty diets, and more we've noticed over catering before we opened this place that just about every job that was going out, we were providing vegetarian meals. That's been around forever. Gluten-free, and a lot of the allergies have seemed to surface recently. So that's something that all caterers are having to keep in mind, and anybody in the restaurant business, is that there's more and more of that. There's more allergies happening these days. We joined the chamber not long after opening, and got to meet a lot of the new people there. The city has been great. We obviously met all the people going through inspections, and met the behind-the-scenes people in the city when you're opening a business. And we're getting people, we're only a mile away from City Hall, so we're getting people in here. We get some police officers in sometime and fire department guys, and everybody's been really happy that we're in this space and somebody's here doing something cool. You know, they are very happy about it.
Hello, and welcome to Business Connections. My name is Kalfani Stevens, and I'm the Economic Development Director for the City of Farmington Hills. I invite you to join us today as we learn about one of the many companies that makes up the dynamic Farmington Hills business community.
My name is Craig Oshnock, founder of See the World Scuba Center. I've been in the scuba business for almost 40 years now. Been in the scuba business for about 40 years. I started on the east side of Detroit, spent about 20 years there, had an opportunity on the west side here in Farmington Hills. Now it's been 21 years. We've been See the World Scuba Center. Anything related to scuba diving, we can help you with, whether it's instruction, equipment, service. We have a full-service travel agent in the store. We've put together local tours of the Great Lakes, diving on the shipwrecks around the Great Lakes, heading down to the Caribbean. We do any kind of travel that you're looking for. It's anything related to scuba diving, from tanks to these are regulators that you're breathing from, the buoyancy compensators that control your flotation in the water. We have wetsuits to keep you warm, dry suits to keep you really warm if you want to do some cold water diving, underwater photography equipment, spear guns, anything related to scuba diving, we can help you out with. So See the World Scuba Center certifies you as a scuba diver through an agency called PADI, stands for Professional Association of Diving Instructors, and they're throughout the world. So whenever you show up at any type of scuba facility, they're going to ask to see your scuba certification card. You'll have a PADI scuba certification card. And they offer all kinds of different levels, from an entry level kids snorkeling class, adult snorkeling class, onto scuba classes, advanced training like shipwreck diving, deep diving, underwater photography. We can make you an assistant instructor, and all the way up through the different levels. An instructor is someone who's actually certified to teach you how to scuba dive. A dive master is more or less an assistant instructor. They're there as a helper, as a guide, show you around on the bottom, point out key features, just to give you assistance on the dive. City of Farmington Hills has been fantastic to work with. We do most of our pool training up at the William Kostick Center. Pool's fantastic. They take great care of us. Water's nice and warm. Well, the location here in Farmington here is ideal. Between 275 and 696, it's easy to get to us from all over Metro Detroit. As for diving locations, it's just as easy to get back out to the Great Lakes or some of the local lakes in this area. And then again, we run trips down to the Caribbean on a fairly regular basis, so it's just a short ride down to the airport. The way the class works is you actually have class instruction, and then there's swimming pool instruction, and then we take you out diving in a lake. So everything's real progressive. You read the book, come on in, listen to a lecture, get into the shallow end of the pool, practice the skills, move down to the deep end of the pool. Once you feel comfortable in the deep end of the pool, then we take you out to a local lake for a more or less practical diving type application at that point in time. We go out for 2 days, they do a total of 4 dives, and after that you'll get your entry-level certification card. The classes start up regularly year-round, winter, summer. I mean, there's classes that start up every 2 to 3 weeks. We start private classes pretty much on a weekly basis, so whenever you're ready, just come on down and we'll get you started. When there's 2 feet of snow out there in February, we'll be ready to go. If you're in general reasonably good health, you don't have to be an Olympic swimmer. You don't have to be, the Michael Phelps of the swimming. As long as you're in general good health, you feel comfortable in the water, that's usually a big one. And a reasonable swimmer, the class is a piece of cake. As long as you can breathe, we can get you underwater. Then from there, you work on your skills and start to build up from there. And the same thing with the class. The class is more or less an entry-level class. Gets you to the point where you know enough to help keep yourself out of trouble. Then you go out and practice to build your skills up at that point in time. The youngest we take into group programs is 12. We will do kids down to 10-year-old. where they do a private class working one-on-one with the instructor. Younger than that, we recommend just keep them in the pool, keep them swimming, keep them snorkeling in the meantime, but we don't actually do scuba certification for kids under 10 at all. People say, hey, where do you guys scuba dive around here? And my first answer is, well, we go in the water. And they kind of look at me funny and say, hey, what's with that? I say, oh, and it's everywhere you go, there's something different to see. You know, sure, the Great Lakes aren't the first things on their mind. They're thinking of warm, tropical, beautiful coral fish that way. But there's the shipwrecks are fantastic. St. Clair River we dive in. You know, there's all these little lakes around here. People out Orchard Lake, Mesa Day, you know, Union Lake. You never know what you're going to find on the bottom. Sure. Through the winter months, primarily, we're doing trips to the Caribbean, actually all around the world. Malaysia, Indonesia, Australia, Fiji, Tahiti, Maldives. If there's warm water and beautiful fish to see, we're there. We've even done cold water stuff, trips to Alaska. That was fantastic. Lots of different species that you're going to see in those environments. Anywhere that there's water, there's generally something different to see. SeaTheWorld.us, it's SEA, theworld.us, or call the store anytime we're here. Almost 24 hours a day, it feels like.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of Business Connections. Hopefully, we were able to introduce you to your next night out, reacquaint you with a great service provider, or introduce you to the next big idea. It was our pleasure to show you all that this great community has to offer. If you are a business and would like more information on business development assistance or on business connections, please contact me at the number on the screen, 248-871-2506, or contact me by email, kstevens@fhgov.com. Again, I am Kalfani Stevens, Economic Development Director for the City of Farmington Hills.
Hello, my name is Dr. Melanie Wallach. I am CEO of Spec Associates. Spec Associates tries to make evaluation exciting for our clients. We do a lot more than studying and reporting. We work hard to deliver meaningful insights. We work with our stakeholders to inspire thoughts and ideas based on solid evidence. We judge the quality of our work by what others learn. We make evaluation meaningful and insightful by creating custom evaluation teams with experts on the subject areas that we're studying. We engage our stakeholders at the beginning of the process by determining together what the evaluation questions will be. And we present our findings as soon as possible, well before the evaluation report is written. We strive to make evaluation come alive for our stakeholders, so we use techniques like evaluation advisory groups made up of key stakeholders. We want to make sure that their questions are answered and that they're getting their return on investments. In SPEC's evaluations, stakeholders can explore with us their own raw data to find their own meaningful insights and ideas. And we are very flexible in how, when, and where we deliver our findings so that just the right people get just the right information at just the right time for decision making. Stakeholders will tell you that Spec Associates busts the myth of what program evaluation is about and that we're different from other evaluators. They will tell you that Spec Associates makes evaluation fun, that they get just what they want out of the evaluation, and how much they learned from working with Spec Associates.
For me, the most important thing about Spec is that when they work with a client, and especially us, their work was done where they approached the job in an individualized way. They did not come in with a generic approach to evaluation. They really came in and individualized their evaluation to what was important for our program here at Wayne State and how and what we needed. And this individualized approach is extremely important because all institutions, all programs are quite different. And when you try to evaluate them with a cookie cutter type approach, they are not nearly as effective. So the individualization is one of the true components that allows SPEC to stand out as when we compare it to some of the other evaluators that we've used in the past.
I would say they were extremely helpful in our work. It was really important at the beginning. It was really more of a developmental evaluation in the beginning, and they helped us see where our path needed to be, and then helped us learn along the way. They were able to talk to multiple stakeholders across multiple roles across the nation and really get those stakeholders involved in the evaluation, see the purpose of the evaluation and the use of the evaluation. We found them great partners in tackling this issue and really helping us to measure and understand both the implementation of the work as well as the outcome of the work.
I would tell them that first and foremost in these challenging financial times that they are competitively priced, and I think that's important, that they are very accessible and responsive so that they can not only create the evaluation and create the evaluation tools and then do the final evaluation, but throughout the process they're supportive to staff. They ask good questions related to the people you're serving. Their evaluations are not cookie cutter, they're very customized. We have had 3 different evaluations for 3 different projects, and while we can build on some of the data collection tools, the fact is the evaluations were very customized for the kind of project it was. So I think that they're not only have really quality product in the end, but they are supportive throughout, and as I said, they're cost effective.
We've enjoyed working with SPEC Associates on several projects, and they've helped us with thinking about systems development for our work in youth employment, and thinking about the data and information. In particular, they did interviews with some of our stakeholders and brought that information for us, but not just deposited the information in a report, but really helped us think through the data and information, what we might do with it, really solid suggestions and recommendations, and helping us come up with our own thinking about the information.